So the vlog that you're about to watch was actually filmed a few weeks ago. I was planning on uploading it last week, but I couldn't bring myself to upload the video, especially with everything that was happening in Minnesota and the killing of Alex Preddy. It felt wrong to upload a video and pretend that nothing was wrong when everything in the world right now is just wrong. It was also very devastating to see government officials lying and pretending what we saw and heard was not true. And then for people to justify the killing was insane to me, because my husband is a nurse and I can see him trying to protect people. And it's scary to see that people can say what they were saying online. And I was having such a hard time trying to express how I felt, especially with everything that was happening. And the idea of just uploading and not making my stance known was hard for me. So I'm making this clip to say, fuck ICE, fuck what they're doing, and I don't agree with it. And if you follow me and you support ICE and you think what they're doing is okay, unfollow me. Don't subscribe to me. Don't be here. I don't want you here in my community. I want my community to be a safe and loving place. And I don't want people who support ICE to be in my community. Because once again, fuck ICE. Fuck what they're doing. And they are fucking wrong, and I don't agree with it. I want to make that clear. And I hope that all the people who support ICE is gone. I don't want them here. I don't want them at all to be supporting me, because I don't want that. I only want people who are welcoming and supportive. With that being said, and with my thoughts known, I'm hoping that this vlog can help those who are struggling like me with everything that's been going on to have some escape for just a few minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog.
Hello and welcome to another reading vlog, or if you guys are new here, hi, my name is Jenny. It is currently Sunday while I'm filming this. I did work on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I didn't do a lot of reading. However, I did start a new book, and the book that I started was An Introvert's Guide to Life and Love. I actually brought this with me to read while I was at work on lunch break, and I did manage to read up to page 26, so I'm not too far into this, but you actually get a lot of information in the first 26 pages. So the main girl, her name is Mallory. She is a project manager. She is as awkward as an introvert is, definitely for sure. However, I think it's contribute to the fact that her family is so successful, and she had a set plan for herself that didn't go as what she wanted. And because that happened, I think she sees that her family sees her as a failure, so she's very closed off. You can really get a sense of how the character is and what she's like in the first 26 pages. So the writing is very descriptive, and I love that, because then I don't have to guess how this character is. You can actually really physically read it and see it as well in the writing. So I really like that so far, but I don't know how I'm going to enjoy it. We will see, because I'm only 26 pages in, and I am still working on the audiobook of The Darkening. I have not listened to much of it. I need to continue listening to it soon, because I did check it out from my library through the Libby app, and I need to get to that before it gets returned. So I do have plans for this week that potentially I can listen to the audiobook. First things first, I do have to edit my video so that I can upload it on Monday, which is tomorrow. I have everything set and done. I just need to add one more clip and it should be finished. I need to render it, then schedule it, and that would be done. I also recently purchased a bunch of items to redo my cable management for my desk, because at the current moment it is a hot mess and it's been bothering me for the past few weeks. I don't know why suddenly it was bothering me so much that I need to fix it. So I did buy a couple things that all have come in. So my plans are either today or tomorrow I am going to rewire / re-cable the stuff under my desk to make it look cleaner. And so while I'm doing that, I probably will listen to the audiobook. Fingers crossed that I do, because as I mentioned in my previous vlog, I have not been in the mood to listen to audiobooks, but we will see, because then my computer has to be off while I'm reworking my cables and everything. So we will see how that goes. So I have no reading updates for you guys today. and I'm kind of shocked because I have read every single day so far this year, and yesterday was the first day I did not pick up a book to read. I'm kind of shocked by it, but honestly, I'm not surprised because yesterday did not go as planned because A, I woke up way later than I intended to, and then B, 2 hours later after I woke up, my Chargers were playing in the wild card round in the playoffs, proceed to lose, which am I surprised? No. Am I sad? Yes. Am I disappointed? 100%. Because I had some hope for this team, and I don't know why I did, especially since their O-line is ranked last in the league. How they made it to the playoffs is beyond me, and yet I still had hope, and I still was disappointed. And I really should have hope because this team fails me day in and day out. But am I still going to have hope for next year that they're going to make it to the playoffs? 100%. Am I going to be disappointed next year as well? Probably. Because that's just what fans do. They just still support a team that will disappoint them no matter what. But then after that, I did end up editing the vlog that went up today, which I'll link it in the cards for you guys to check out. I honestly think that video turned out super cute, but I do have other updates that isn't book related, but I want to show you guys because I think it's super cool and I want to share. So the first thing that I wanted to share is that my husband has been really into 3D printing, and he's been printing figures. He recently finished my figure that he was printing for me and painting it, so I wanted to show you guys what it is. And it is my favorite Pokemon, or one of my favorite Pokemons, Dragonair. I love it. It is super pretty and it's cute. It's on like a little Pokeball stand here. I love it. It is super, super cute. Anyways, another update is I have been blocking my granny squares. I don't know why, but my lavender yarn that I have here, I don't know if you guys can see it, it is the same thickness and the same brand as my blue yarn here. However, when I use the same hook to do the same size granny square, it comes out much bigger than this one. And I actually did looser threads for the blue one and tighter, not thread, looser stitches on the blue one and and tighter stitches on the lavender one, and it's still turning out this way. So I don't know why. Maybe it's just the inconsistency of the yarn. I have no idea. But I still have to block these as well, which is 5 of them, and I am a couple days behind on making the granny squares, so I need to do that. I'm also a few days behind on crocheting some of the granny squares in temperature, so I still need to do that. But I wanted to see if I can do the blocking first, and if I can, then potentially I will continue on, because I want to make sure all my granny squares are the same size. So when I do attach them to each other, they look a little bit more cohesive and not all wonky when I do make the blanket. So yeah. So those are the few updates that I wanted to show you guys. The other thing that I want to talk about is I'm actually going to be doing my cable management today. I'm hoping that it will turn out well, but I want to show you guys the before and hopefully the after once I'm done redoing the cable management. But let me show you guys what the cable management is looking like right now. So here is what it's looking like at the bottom. It's kind of a little messy. I mean, it's better than most, but it's a little messy. I also have a couple of wiring over here that I need to fix. Yes, I do have a fridge here. And excuse the messy desk, but I also have these wires that I want to cover because they're just right in the middle of my, literally I'm sitting here and this is just what I'm staring at. So I want to cover these up, and I have something to do that. So hopefully it works out. So that is the before clip. Hopefully everything turns out the way that I want it, and I will show you guys how it turns out. It'll be very quick for you guys with the magic of editing, but for me, it's gonna take a while. So I'll get back to you once I'm done. Okay, so 3 hours later, a lot of cussing, some sawing, and back pain, I am finally done with my cable management rearranging thing that I was doing, and I like how it turned out. I hope that I don't want to change it later in the future, because I don't think that's going to be possible considering I used some mounting tape to put up my surge protector, and these are heavy duty, like heavy duty. They yeah, they stick for sure. They stick, and I don't well, as I say that, that one flies. But I don't think I'll be able to pry it out from under my desk unless I ask my husband for help. So, yeah. Let's hope I don't need to change it in the future. Anyways, let me show you how it's looking so far. Okay, so here is the top portion of my desk. As you remember, I had wires running straight down the middle, and now it's to the side with a cable cover. Unfortunately, my giant monitor block battery is there. I was hoping that it'd be long enough to be past my desk and I can mount it under, but it's too short. So that is probably the only thing that's going to be exposed of my wiring once I get the last two items that I need. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So if you look down here, you can see some cabling right under here. Unfortunately, I can't hang those under my desk using these hanger clips right here because I need the slack for those. And the reason for that is because I have it as my phone charger. So if I need to charge my phone, I need the slack so I could pull it out from there. So that's the reason why I need to have slack. And so I need some more runners under my desk, but that are larger so I can put those wires on there. And as a cover, because this is how it's looking at the bottom. And you can't see it from the top, which is fine, which is what I want. But when I, don't want these to expose, I want those little wire covers, so that way it covers all this so it doesn't look too ugly. And it's for me, it's for my purpose. And then the second thing I need is those wire covers where I wrap all the wires together into one. I currently have them velcroed at the moment, so I need those. Those are the two things I need left, and it will be complete to finish this project. But I'm really liking how this looks, and I don't know if I want to keep this there or have it moved down over here. It might look a little weird because originally this was over here, but because of this, I need to have that moved, so that's why it's over here at the current moment. So yeah, but that is how it's looking so far. And while I was doing that, I did listen to the audiobook of The Darkening. I am now about almost 3.5 hours into the audiobook, which is equivalent to somewhere in chapter 10. And at this point in the story, we are now having the main girl actually in the palace where she needs to be. And honestly, kind of like that she was a little bit cunning and that she is finally getting herself out there because she needs to do what she needs to be able to achieve her goal. But at the same time, she is a little bit naive. But I also like the fact that she sits there and thinks like, what would my dad do? What would Nan do? What would these people do? And I like that she kind of walks herself through it and how she gets to her solution and not just be like, this is why and this is how. I like that there is a process and she is walking herself through it because it shows that she isn't the best at everything and she is not the chosen one. She actually has to learn and actually get better at the skill that she needs to get better at. So I like that so far. And there has been a little bantering between her and the prince, which I don't know how I feel about the prince so far. So there's that. But I do like the bantering. It's kind of cute. At least the one interaction that she has with him. But besides that, I am liking the writing. So we'll see. I don't have much thought so far because not a lot has happened. It's 113 pages so far. So yeah. And I'm nearly 1/3 of the way through the book, essentially. So I'm hoping things will pick up. I'm hoping that there's going to be some more action that is going to happen, some more to the story. I think this is a duology. It looks like. Am I right? Is it a duology? It looks like it is a duology. I'm hoping it's a duology and there is not a third book. When did this one come out? In 2023. So, it looks like this is a duology. Therefore, if I do enjoy this and I want to know a little bit more, I might want to get the sequel. Which, I shouldn't be starting more series because I have so many series I need to finish. But hey, it is what it is. This is on my shelf, so I do have to read it because I'm trying to tackle my DVR. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't have much thoughts. I know I've been rambling on and whatnot. I'm actually going to go to the store with my husband because I need to take a break. And right now, my office is a hot mess because I had to clear off my desk in order to rewire everything and not knock a bunch of things over. So, the ground is very overwhelming while I'm looking at it, and it's stressing me out. Also, I have a pimple right here on my eyebrow. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's coming up. It's coming up. I feel it, and it hurts. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, I need to go get dressed to go to the grocery store so I can get some groceries and make some food for this week. So I have something to eat and not order out because I ordered Taco Bell today, which Taco Bell is my guilty pleasure. I fucking love Taco Bell. It is one of my favorite fast food places I love to go. Do not judge me. I know Taco Bell is not good for you, but do not judge me. I love Taco Bell and I will die for Taco Bell. Okay, maybe I won't. I don't know. But I love Taco Bell. Yeah, there's that. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the store now. This is definitely an angle of choice. If you're wondering where I'm at the top of my stairs. And the reason for that is because I am trying to stay awake. I am running on less than 2 hours of sleep. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. But my husband has it much worse because he hasn't slept at all. He's running on 0 hours of sleep. And if you're wondering why we aren't going to sleep, that is because my mother-in-law is trying to look at houses today. So my husband has been contacting real estate agents, and unfortunately, they are not answering. So we have to stay up and wait for them to call us back to see if we can see some showings. And we want to go with my mother-in-law because my mother-in-law, her English is good and her understanding of English is pretty good, but there are certain things that she struggles with, so she would like for me and my husband to go with her, so that way we can talk with the real estate agent and explain to my mother-in-law what's going on so she has a better understanding. So unfortunately, because we don't know when the real estate agents are going to call back, if we're going to have a showing, we have to stay up in case they do call, because once we fall asleep, we're going to be out because my husband and I are heavy sleepers when we are extremely exhausted, so we won't be able to hear phone calls and whatnot. I do have my coffee here to help me. Yes. Do you need to go down?
I gotta get my spicy mayo pain. Look at my feet.
Anyways, so I'm recording an update with you guys to help keep me up. But I did read a little bit more of an introvert's guide to life and love. I am now on page...
Rainbow pages.
I'm on page 44. So I'm not... Oh my god, I'm not... What was I gonna say? Oh my god, I lost my train of thought. I didn't read that much since I last updated you guys. Oh my god. I did read a little bit while my husband and I were at Denny's, but I could not concentrate because there was a guy behind us that was smacking his food, and I don't like the sound of chewing, so it was very distracting. And as well as his partner either was sick or whatnot, but he kept making this nasty noise with his nose, and it was just gross. And maybe because I had a lack of sleep, I just was getting so irritated and I could not concentrate. I didn't end up reading much, but I will tell you this, the main girl is a little bit clueless, and she definitely needs to get out more and educate herself a little bit. So yeah, but I'm not that far in, so I don't have a lot to say. But I am going to continue reading this to help keep me up, because I definitely need some help in that department to stay up, which is why I'm sitting on the stairs, because I think if I sat anywhere else, I might fall asleep. Because I have fallen asleep on my office chair, and I definitely can't go lay down. I definitely cannot sit on my couch because I'm going to end up laying down. So stairs it is, because there's no way for me to lay down and feel comfortable. So that's the reason why I'm filming on the steps. So yeah, I'm so
tired. I just feel like I'm babbling at this point. I don't even know if I made any coherent sense at all. So I don't have any more updates from the last time I updated you guys. It is a little bit darker. We did do what we needed to do for my mother-in-law, and then when we got back home, I was intending to stay up so that I won't screw up my sleep schedule. Why'd you turn on the light? Stop! Anyways, I ended up sleeping because I was so exhausted. So my sleep schedule's a little bit screwed up, but I am currently reading right now. I was editing, but I'm taking a break from it and reading a little bit. And so the main girl, I think I told you guys, she's about 28, and she is now technically a first home owner. And so she has a property manager. He's trying to help her out and everything, and she's learning about the cost of renovations and as well as fixing a home. And she's stressed out. And bless this property manager because he's like, well, some of my clients do their own renovations. And she's over here like, sir, dude, I can't renovate anything to save my life. Bless that you think that I can. And he's so sweet because she's all like, I don't even know how to hang a picture on a wall. I can't do home improvements by myself. And he replies and goes, you don't know until you try. And she goes, I do know. I had to call my dad for help with one measly floating shelf. I did put an IKEA bookshelf by myself once. I just put the shelves on backwards and I cried for half an hour and then just left it like that. And then the guy replies back, you left the shelf on backwards? And she responds, it's a sore subject. And I think we can all relate to our first time building a furniture and doing it wrong and stressing ourselves out about it. But honestly, I had to just let you guys feel that with me because I can so relate with her. I'm just cackling over here. But I'm going to continue reading on. I'm about almost halfway through this. I do want to try to finish this tomorrow. At least because I do go back into work, but then I have to pick out another read to bring with me to work. So yeah, not sure if I want to do that, but I do want to finish this because I have a large TBR for this month and we're almost halfway through the month. So yeah, I feel like my hair gets messier and messier every time I update you guys, but I'm practically at the halfway mark, and this girl, she gives me secondhand embarrassment. I can't with her. She is so awkward. It's so awkward. And bless the guy. He is so sweet. But I can't. I'm actually really enjoying this. I really like it. It's super, super cute. And hopefully I do finish it tomorrow. But she is so awkward and I just can't with her.
So some reading updates for you guys is that I finished An Introvert's Guide to Life and Love, and I'm giving this a 3-star. I did overall really enjoy the story. I liked the writing. I liked the character development. It was very fun. I enjoyed it. It was a quick read for sure. I love the character's relationship development with her grandpa. I love that she made mistakes along the way, but she starts to slowly understand her grandpa, and they develop this really cute relationship, and I love that so much. And I also love the character development of the main girl, Mallory. She starts off very shy, introverted, a recluse. She doesn't want to talk to anybody, and as well, she doesn't have a backbone at all, to where towards the end she makes a decision for herself. She steps out of her comfort zone and she finally speaks up for herself, and I really, really liked that. But I did have some issues. I felt like there are some areas of the story that was a little bit underdeveloped. For example, her family dynamic. I felt like her family was very dismissive of her and they really didn't think much of her as a main character. And then at the very end, she stood up for herself the one time and they're like, oh, okay, and that was about it. Because there was one line in here that kind of ticked me off, and it was from her mom. So the main girl, Mallory, was talking to her mom and kind of telling her some issues that she's experiencing, and then her mom just kind of sighs and she's like, Mallory, can you stop bringing problems to me? Can you at least bring solutions instead? And I don't know, I just felt like that was a little rude and dismissive, and that was never addressed later. She kind of just stood up for herself, and her family was like, oh, okay. And that was about it, and I just was like, could have done a little bit better on that. And then another area that I thought was a little bit underdeveloped was the romance relationship for Mallory with the main guy, whose name is Daniel. And I honestly thought that there was the connection there and the chemistry, but this story is set for about like a month or so in Florida. And in that month in time, the relationship developed, yes, but not enough for the way she felt towards the very end. I understand the connection, I understand the yearning, but the way she was kind of expressing it, it felt like this was her everything. This was the man of her dreams. And I'm just like, girly girl. Um, that reaction is not warranted with the little interaction that you had with this man in the month span that you stayed in Florida. That's just personally me. I felt that there could have been a little bit more development between the love interest. I just felt that there wasn't enough there. So the bantering was really cute. I do love the bantering. I felt like we could use a little bit more of that. Maybe I could have seen that development, and maybe it's because I read another book that had such great development between the main characters that I felt this one was a little lacking. So there's that. But overall, I really did enjoy this a lot. I liked the writing, and my favorite part was definitely her relationship with her grandpa. It was so cute, and I love that she kind of learned a little bit more about herself, because her and her grandpa are kind of very similar to each other, with her grandpa loving routines and wanting to stick with it, and same with her, but she was pushing him out of his comfort zone, which in turn I think made her push herself out of her comfort zone. So I really, really did like that. I also liked that the main love interest also pushed the girl to get out of her comfort zone as well. So overall, it was a good story. I did enjoy it, and it was a quick read. So that's all the reading updates that I have for you guys. I don't really have any more reading plans. I still need to finish editing my video because I did not do that last night. I ended up really getting into the book and wanting to finish it. So I am probably not going to read much more today because I do have a friend visiting, so he probably will be staying for a few hours. So most likely no reading will be done there. And I don't think I'm going to listen to any more of the audiobook of The Darkening. I was planning to, because I was going to wake up earlier to do some laundry and stuff like that and listen to the audiobook while I was folding and hanging my clothes. But I woke up later than planned because I stayed up later than planned. So there's that. And our friend is coming in a couple of minutes. So I don't think I'm going to have any time to listen to the audiobook. I think that'd be very rude to be listening to your book while your friend is here hanging out. So yeah, that's pretty much the reading plans that I have for this week. I am going to be going back into work tomorrow. So I don't think I'm going to be having any more updates. Therefore, I am going to end the vlog here. If you guys did enjoy this video, and if you did, feel free to hit that like button. And if you want to see more content from me, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And with that, I will see you guys in my next vlog. Bye!